I, Sean Pierce Johnson, am indeed an Ormsbro. What's going on, my friends? It's your old pal Sean Pierce Johnson here, and welcome back to the channel, where today we are going to do the whole kit and caboodle rundown of the Ormsby Guitars SX GTR 2020 Black Friday Special Edition. Boy, I have never been more excited for a 7-string guitar. I have never been more happy with a 7-string guitar than I am with this bad boy right here. So what do you say? Let's get into it. Now, you can kind of look at the GTR line as Ormsby's offshore line of guitars, but they are so much more than just inexpensive versions of expensive guitars. These are built by the World Music Instruments factory in South Korea. That's the kind of quality you can expect from the Ormsby GTR line. But it's much more than just that factory building these guitars. It's the specifications that Perry and his team have put together in these guitars that really make them something special. At the end of the day, World Music just builds what the company tells them to build. So what exactly are the specs of this thing? The body is made of swamp ash, which you may be able to tell by the insanely crazy wood grain that is on this thing. And it's finished in this totally killer flat white finish that has been sandblasted, and the grain has been filled with black. It kind of looks like the aftermath of a fire on a whitewashed fence. It just pops like crazy and is immediately eye-catching. And it's complemented by a matching headstock. The neck on the guitar is a 3-piece roasted maple neck, and it has a wenge, however you prefer to pronounce it, fingerboard. It is a, I believe, 19-inch radius with a rounded D-shaped neck, and it has 29 frets, but just on the high E string. You're not going to be getting any 29 fret action on the B, G, and lower. The fingerboard is inlaid in a very cool Z pattern with dots that transition from the low part of the fretboard up to the 12th fret and then hop to the top part of the fretboard, going past it. And we are treated to jumbo stainless steel frets. And I would of course be remiss if I didn't mention the fact that the side dots on the neck are luminlay, and they charge very, very quickly, and they burn very, very bright. We have a 25.5-inch scale at the high E string and gradually works its way to 27.8 on the low B string. Rounding out the specs on the neck, we are treated to 7 inline Ormsby locking tuners on a reverse headstock, looking very mean and very sleek and ready for speed. And now we work our way to the electronics. In the bridge, we have a humbucker, an Ormsby designed nunchucker with an Alnico 8 magnet in the bridge. And then in the neck position, a single coil, 82 plus old school. Single volume knob, single tone control with push-pull pot to split the bridge humbucker into single coil mode, and a 3-way toggle switch to select between your pickups. Well, that's all I can really think to share with you about the specifications of this instrument. I think it's about time we actually heard how this thing sound. Let's hear cleans and dirties. The cleans are going to come courtesy of a Hughes & Kettner Black Spirit 200, with just a little bit of reverb to add a sense of space. The dirties, the Orange Rock Reverb 100, boosting the front end with a green Rhino from Way Huge Electronics for a little extra tightness and a little extra grit. Now, before we move on to checking out sounds with a bunch of other pedals, I want to tell you a little bit about my experiences over the last few months with the SX GTR. Now, when it arrived perfectly in tune, which is amazing being shipped from Australia. It arrived perfectly set up and I didn't have a single issue with it. I still don't have a single issue with the way that it's set up for playability. But around the 4 to 5 week mark, I started noticing that every time I would plug it in, there was a little bit more noise in my signal, kind of like the 60 cycle hum was further amplified. Even when I was playing on a humbucker, I couldn't quite put my finger on it. So I had to try to figure out what exactly was going on. I thought maybe the control cavity wasn't properly grounded. No, that's not really it. That's not the problem. But then I started noticing something. I opened up the control cavity and started pulling on the little wire that goes from inside the guitar's control cavity and makes contact with the bridge. That's basically a grounding wire that helps eliminate some of that excess hum. And I started noticing when I'd tug on it a little bit, the noise would start to go away. Every once in a while, I'd have to open the guitar up again and I'd have to tug on that wire once more. Finally, it just got to a point where I was sick of not being able to keep the control cavity plate off the guitar, and I needed to figure out what exactly was going on. There was only one solution for that. I had to remove the bridge, and I had to see what was going on with that grounding wire. Well, I've never done that before. I'd never had to do that. And I don't have all the tools necessary in order to actually make these kind of repairs happen. So here's what I did. I took the strings out of the tuners and left them on the bridge. Using a pencil, I lightly traced the shape of where the bridge saddles were according to the string spacing that they had been set up with. Then I made the adjustments to the screws so that I could remove the bridge. It was upon removing the bridge that I discovered that the tip of that grounding wire wasn't always making adequate contact with the bridge to prevent that excess noise. So what did I do? I had a little leftover wire from some previous pedal builds and I just made my own grounding wire. And I left plenty of the wire that I had previously tinned exposed on the grounding wire to make contact with the bridge. As soon as I did that, I turned up the volume knob, even just the slight bit of extra contact and the constant confidence of that electrical connection cut down the noise entirely. I wasn't getting any of the issues. I screwed the bridge plate back in, made the adjustments for the saddles with the basic Phillips head screwdriver, and wouldn't you know it, Sean succeeded in making a guitar repair. I was so proud of myself. And now, although some of you might say, wow, you went to a lot of trouble with that and you still feel like you love this guitar that much? Yeah, I really do feel like I love this guitar all that much after all that trouble. Because quite frankly, it's an experience that I had where I learned something. I learned a new skill. I solved a problem on my own. And as soon as that problem was gone, man, this guitar and I have just bonded like crazy. My friends, the Ormsby SX GTR. I love this guitar so much, and you guys are going to be hearing it and seeing it plenty over the course of the channel this year, next year. Anywhere in my musical life that a 7-string guitar is needed, this is going to be there. Getting used to the multiscale was really not even anything that I had to think about. Sure, there are a couple licks here and there that it's like, oh my God, that stretch hurts like crazy. But then I just have to learn to relax my muscles in my hand a little bit, and maybe I'll choose to play that on a traditional fretboard guitar. But what I really love about the multiscale idea is that it just stays in tune so incredibly well. With my other 7-string, I felt like I was constantly fighting a battle with the low B string to get it to stay in tune. Now, I do love the sound of these pickups. The bridge pickup has the right amount of cut, bite, body, and string separation that it works for multi-note chords, low pitches and high pitches. Everything is very well defined. The neck pickup, quite a surprise, and I do love the middle position with the humbucker split for that really quacky clean tone. However, I would be curious to find out if there are any pickup makers out there that build a dual blade, single coil sized humbucker for the neck position. Between playing great and sounding great, the last thing of course is that it has to look great, and I mean, come on. How badass does this thing look? I reach for this guitar more often than I reach for my go-to Les Paul or my Jennings Navigator. It just is a guitar that I've bonded with, that I'm writing music with. It is feeding creativity for me. Lots of creativity for me. I feel like last week alone I came up with about 5 new riff and song ideas just because I picked up this guitar at some random moment in the day and we just went off to the races. I am so excited to have this guitar. It is such a wonderful addition to my guitar arsenal. I just can't wait to see where it takes me, and I hope you'll be coming along for that ride. I hope you guys enjoyed this look at my brand new 7-string, the Ormsby SX GTR. If you have any questions about this guitar or any suggestions of stuff that you'd like to see on the channel in the near future, please use the comments section below this video. And if you enjoyed it, please consider giving it a thumbs up and sharing a link to it with a guitar playing friend of yours. But the best way to support the channel is by clicking the subscribe button and ringing the notification bell. Anytime I have a video coming up, you will not miss it. I hope you guys enjoy the rest of your day and that you enjoyed your time watching this video. I certainly enjoyed having you here. And until next time, my friends, I'm Sean Pierce Johnson, wishing you all watching great tone, great health, and of course, happy stomping. Cheers, friends. We'll see you all in the future. God bless.